Elliot today. Just letting you know that.
Living in Seattle made me feel restless, claustrophobic. That's a good word. I think I felt claustrophobic, and I thought, if I just shake off this feeling and get into the van, I'll feel better. But it didn't turn out that way. And after 1 week in the van, I made a change. I am stepping away from full-time van life for now, but the van is still an important part of my life because I will need it. I know that I will need it. There were key points that I really liked about being in the van in Arizona. There were other people that lived in their van or their car, and they were hardworking, adventure-seeking, alternative lifestyle people that were just kind of looking for something else. And we had all sort of found some of it, and then we sort of all found each other. And that was really special. Because there was a group of us, I think I had a feeling of cohesion that I didn't expect to find. I thought I was going to be a lot more isolated and a lot more alone, but I wasn't. And it was just this huge blessing. Plus, there was all this land where you could go and camp for free, and it was beautiful. It was really beautiful and healthy. You were right next to it. It was at your fingertips. Even when you're at the gas station or the store, you could see these beautiful red rock landscapes. So even if you weren't walking around in the land, you could still feel it, you could see it. It was just, I was very impacted by that. Also, taking into consideration that before I moved to Sedona, which is a small town, I lived in another small town called Friday Harbor, which was surrounded by water and trees and like lots of nature. And this was the first time I've really been back in a city. And I was like, I don't really like the city, but I feel really pulled here for some reason. So I came to this place. There was a specific event in Seattle. I was sleeping in Ballard because found Ballard and I was like, oh, what a cool spot. I got a gym membership. I figured out how to fill up my propane tank. There was a coffee shop. All these things were like really close together. I really liked the kinds of people that were all around. So I was like, well, maybe I'll just make this my hub. And I had found some places to park, which were great. But then one night I woke up to some people trying to get into my van, and I was pretty alarmed. I woke up really quickly and I banged on the wall super hard with aggression. They left, and I just thought, my van, I had picked my van so that it would look like a work van, but I didn't anticipate people thinking that there were tools to take, which there aren't any, but people who are looking for that kind of thing might look for that. And I just got really spooked. So I got spooked in the van, and my other sister, Holly, was like, I'm gonna be out of town. If you wanna come by the house and enjoy being in house, just come to the house. And I was like, cool. So I went to her house, and I just had all these moments of clarity that really surprised me. And I'm really glad that I had these moments of clarity because I really needed them, because I was feeling a lack of harmony, but I didn't know where the lack of harmony was. And I was like, well, I guess I'll figure it out. And I did. I figured it out. And I'm glad I figured it out so quickly, because I was only in the van for 1 week. Something about being at Holly's house in Paulsbo is that it's right in the middle of nature. Like right now, I'm literally staring at water and trees and grass and leaves and sky, and there are no crazy buildings, and it's fairly quiet. It's very peaceful. I don't think I want to be in this city. how hard is it going to be for me to commute from here or someplace like this to Seattle? Because I really, really, really like my job in downtown Seattle. Love my job. And I was like, I don't want to leave my job. It's paying me money that I need. And I don't want to look for another job. So I was like, can I stay here and get to work every day? So I spent the week commuting and being around nature and feeling calm and kind of just reeling from everything that happened, because I was in Sedona, I moved to Seattle, moved in with my sister, moved into the van, then someone tried to steal things in my van, and then I was like, and now I'm at my other sister's house. It was just a lot of jumping around. So I do have a lot of safety concerns about being in the city, and I had those safety concerns already. I had them, they were built in. So it's not like I didn't know going in. But even more than my safety, I was more concerned that my headspace was being taken up by being concerned about my safety. Because I really need that headspace for making music and creating the things that I want to create. And that I just realized there's a huge inefficiency to where my energy is going. And I was like, I need to redirect my energy and put myself in a position where I don't have to worry about those things, and I can just sail forth into the sunset and not worry and just feel peaceful so that I can get my work done. While I was in Paulsbo commuting to downtown Seattle to get to work, I noticed how much I loved the commute, even though it costs a little bit more because I had to pay for parking and take a ferry instead of just take the bus. But like, I would drive to the ferry and drive through trees, and then I would be on the ferry, be going over water, and that alone, and then my walk to work was just so short to get off the ferry and just like walk into work. It was so just yummy. I need to get down to business and do the work that I need to do. I need to cultivate my headspace so that I can get my work done. I know what it's like to be stuck, and I'm not stuck. I definitely know I'll be spending less time in the van. I definitely know that I have a place to work on music. I definitely know that I'll be close to nature. Yes. I didn't know that was so important to me. There was a time when people are like, blah, 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 nature. And I would just kind of roll my eyes because I would just think of REI, like hiking in tents. And I was like, I definitely want to keep my van because I want to go back to Sedona and visit. I really miss Sedona. I think about how I miss it a lot, and all the people there. I miss them. I have felt some apprehension about being out of the van. When I first moved into it, I was super scared to like try this new thing. But now that I've been in it, I don't want to let go of it. I think I'm afraid of letting go of it or shifting, or it was such an empowering move for me to do that I'm surprised that my empowerment will also be in other places. And I'm nervous about the unknown. I'm nervous about the unknown. I don't know where this goes from here. I'm just like making it up as I go. There's no manual. It's so unknown, but it's also very calculated, and I don't know how to explain that, but I am making very calculated moves, even though it doesn't seem like I am. Everything's very carefully decided. I think about everything a lot. What's the most efficient? How can I get from point A to point B? How can I noodle through all of my hang-ups and procrastinations in order to move forward, to execute, to make things happen? It's an entire thing. In a lot of ways, moving into a van has simplified my life so that I can focus on that, and it's great. I got a lot of experience in Sedona about putting on shows and arranging for people, and somebody's doing sound and who's setting up the stage and who's doing all these things. I became able to arrange all of those things and get used to singing in front of people. There's so many things that I got to like test out. So now there are new things that I am going to test out. I just need a chance. And now I know that to do significant work that I want to do, nature is really key. Apparently, I need to be close to it, and that's okay. There's a lot of land out there that I can be close to. So there's really no problem. No problem at all. I have some projects in mind for music that are some of the least sexy projects regarding entertainment. And that involves things like copywriting, making sure all my T's are crossed and my I's are dotted, and I'd like to try my hand at things I've never tried before, and that takes focus. So being in a quiet place, having a room where I can make noise and sing, trying my hand at recording. I'm excited because I think I can gain a lot of ground if I'm undisturbed. And being around nature allows me that uninterrupted thought, that uninterrupted flow. And just trust it. I guess my new experiment is to trust. Sounds so boring, trusting. Ugh. I just proved to myself that I can write my own ticket. I can write my own script. And maybe that's what this is all about. And it was never about the van. And it was never about doing music in a van. It was just an exercise in flight to just fly away and do what you want. Do what you want. Do what I want. I mean, there were periods in Sedona where I had stepped away from van life temporarily because I was house sitting. And sometimes I would house sit for 6 weeks and take care of really cute cats. So I guess in that sense, I have already had a chance to be a hybrid van person. Really, it could be just about where my music is going, and maybe that's the main train. It's like the music is the engine.